Please welcome to the stage the president of the ComArtSci Alumni Advisory Board, Anne Marie Schiller.
Good evening and welcome to the College of Communication Arts and Sciences 2023 Alumni Awards, The Celebration. I'm Anne Marie Schiller, president of the ComArtSci Alumni Advisory Board and a proud advertising alumni. We're thrilled to be here to celebrate this outstanding class of honorees. To get our evening started, I would like to ask our Dean, Prabhu David, to share remarks that give us a glimpse into the college over the past year. Dean David.
Wow, that's new. That's the first time that's ever happened to me in 8 years. Well, thank you, Anne-Marie. Really, welcome everyone to the 51st celebration event. Even Mother Nature was smiling on you for most of the day with sunshine, with a little bit of rain mixed in to cool things down. Before we begin, we must remember the violence that shook our community. Our thoughts are with those who are grieving and recovering. So tonight, we honor 6 exceptional ComArtSci alums who exemplify excellence. A chief of philanthropy, Gary Cates, who has raised more than $240 million for healthcare. We have a vice president of university advancement who has raised billions for higher ed, including $1 billion almost for MSU, Marty Heil. An artist and Renaissance man and a winner of the Black Music America Award, Chadwick Niles Phillips. I like to say the name, it sounds very cool. A teacher, manager, and practitioner of communication who taught sections of Com 100. How cool is that? Someone who was a TA in one of our classes before launching a successful career in corporate communication in the energy sector, Gary Stewart. And a researcher who's won numerous awards for his research and teaching at Northwestern University, whose work has touched the lives of thousands of students, Michael Roloff. And a second-generation honoree, Tom Stout, a rising star in the investment business and winner of many awards. We look forward to hearing your stories tonight, but here is a spoiler alert. I'm going to give you the story arc of what they are going to share. You can correct me if I'm wrong. So they arrived in their youth, uncertain of their future, not knowing what life held for them or the successes and failures that awaited them. But they persevered with grit and resilience, essential character traits of every Spartan. And during the time here, they got an assist from at least one of these groups, a member of our staff, advisors, or faculty members. We have some of them here today we'd like to recognize. So I'm going to ask the department chairs to stand up first, please. Department chairs. Remain standing, remain standing. How about our faculty? Please stand. We have quite a group of faculty here today. Staff and advisors, please stand. Thank you so much. You may be seated. Well, our honorees also developed deep relationships. And some of these relationships turned into lifelong friendships, others into mentorships, and yes, for a lucky few, into marriages. Over the years, their family and friends have grown, but they've been beside them all the way through. And we want to recognize family and friends in the audience. Would you please stand? Thank you. So after leaving the shores of the Red Cedar, these young graduates quickly learned that their careers and lives were full of surprises. But they remained steadfast in pursuing excellence and character formation. Some crossed paths with other Spartan alums and benefited from the group we proudly call Spartan Nation. Let's ask the members of the Spartan Nation to stand. Let me give you some cues. Let's begin with our previous honorees. How about members of, please remain standing, members of our alumni board, could you please stand? And all MSU alumni, could you please stand? All alums. Go green. Thank you so much. Yeah, that is the strength of our Spartan Nation. Well, great alumni deserve a great college. I'm glad to report that we are ranked third in the world. Since its origin in 1955, our college has remained as one of the top in its game. We have turned out 58,000 graduates who continue to adapt and lead the digital transformation that we are part of. Out of those 58,000, 245 have received this honor. So think of a large intro class, right? Imagine sitting there. There are 200 students in that class. And what would you say if the professor picked you out and said, "You're the best"? That should give you joy. This evening, yes. This evening really is about joy. The lights, the color, the food, the attention to detail, and the bonhomie are all about joy. We can think of joy as gladness. There are many professors in the house. They're going to write me emails correcting me on this, but I'm just going to wing it. There are a number of ways you can think about it, but we can think of joy as gladness. We can think of joy as happiness or as a positive emotion. And at this moment, I hope you're filled with positive emotions of joy. Joy is also associated with experiences. The beautiful sunshine we experience today, memories of summers past at MSU, the colors of spring and fall on our campus, the elation of beating Ohio State, or the ecstasy of beating Michigan, all count as joy. But the most intriguing aspect of joy is its association with intentional behaviors. We can wait around to experience joy, but we can also experience joy in the moment. Or, better yet, actively seek joy through contentment, gratitude, and generosity. So we hope tonight you will be filled with contentment as you reflect on your lives. Out of the contentment springs gratitude. And I suspect we'll hear a lot about gratitude this evening. This night points to another intentional pursuit of joy that would benefit not just the honorees, but all of us. And that pursuit is generosity of spirit. Our planet needs climate change in the most urgent way, in the form of generous listening and thinking to blunt the pernicious power of polarization. So the challenge for all of us, for our discipline, for all the communicators in this audience, is to harness the transformative power of communication to create a more generous planet where there is room for mutual coexistence and a plurality of voices. And so, as I wrap up my term, for the last time from this stage, I'd like to leave our honorees, alumni, faculty, students, and staff with one simple message. Keep ComArtSci a joyful place, maybe even filled with squishmallows. make ComArtSci the engine that generates transformative power of communication to promote generous thinking. Thank you. Looking forward to a wonderful evening.
Thank you, Dean David. Before we begin the recognition of tonight's honorees, I'd like to tell you about the Alumni Board and our role serving Dean David in the college. The Alumni Board is as diverse as the populations and the programs that we serve. The ComArtSci Alumni Board also plays a pivotal role of a ComArtSci degree by speaking in classes, mentoring students, and offering opportunities that enhance the ComArtSci student experience. The board adds value to the college and the university through contributions of both time, expertise, leadership, and financial support. Members of our alumni board are here this evening, and I would like to ask them to stand up and be recognized. We'd like to also offer gratitude to Omnicom Precision Marketing Group and RAP, our Platinum Premier Partnership. We also thank our gold level partners, ComArtSci Alumni, Summit Electric, and WKAR. Our silver level partners, ProMedica Foundation, Sheena Roofing, and the United Wholesale Mortgage. And our bronze partners, Mary Jo Bales and Kathleen Wilbur, PhD. Thank you so much for your partnership in helping this event take place. I've asked our alumni board members to help introduce you to the honorees. We will celebrate the highlights of each of them and bring them to the stage. We invite you to read in the booklets their full bios. We'll begin with our Rising Star Award, which recognizes a Spartan who has graduated in the last 10 years and demonstrated successes in these early years of his career. I now invite Arun Sinha, a 2022 Outstanding Alumni Award, member of our Alumni Board, to introduce our Rising Star.
Thank you, Anne-Marie, and good evening, everyone. It's my absolute pleasure to recognize Tom Stout as our 2023 Rising Star. Tom is the Managing Director and Chief Operating Officer for ARK Invest. As you all know, that's ARK Invest is one of the top most award-winning businesses in the world. Where he started out in 2014, I think, at that time, and you were in charge of trading desk, trade integrations, day-to-day ETF management and operations. And as ARK grew from an independent startup to award-winning top 10 global firms, Tom became the head of product development, leading the launch of additional ARK investment solutions in the US and throughout globe, actually, so not just in the US. Tom also serves as the president of ARK ETF Trust, ARK Venture Fund, and has been an independent director on the board of 3iQ Digital Holding. Prior to joining ARK, Tom worked in sales and consulting here in WILX in Lansing. He has spent time at Fidelity Investments and consulting on millennial investment behavior at TIAA-CREF. Wow, that's quite a background you have. Tom is also a lifelong learner, and he is, we all have, I have one master's. He has 3 masters. And his family likes to joke about him all the time, that, in the time that he spent in college, he could have gotten a PhD, maybe 2 PhDs during that time. Tom has received accolades, including from the mutual fund industry as the Rising Star Award, and the Golden Rhino Award from New Business Generation from WILX. Tom currently lives in St. Petersburg, Florida, and with his wife, Marissa. Please join me in congratulating Tom.
So I was advised that should I ever accept an award, I should start by thanking my wife, because if I left it to the end and they killed the mic and the orchestra starts playing, the awkward drive at the end would really put a pall over the whole evening. But it is appropriate to start by thanking my wife, Marissa, not only because she's an honorary Spartan on account of the fact that we were engaged at the 2014 Rose Bowl victory, but also because she's been alongside me the entire time, having met in college, and often disproportionately bears the costs and the externalities of the successes required to be honored with this type of award. Some ask after that introduction if my communication degree in media was a detour on a path in Wall Street focused on finance, but really to the contrary. In these instantaneous and digital times, a truth has emerged that every company is a media company. And frankly, for better or worse, every person is a media company. The need for clear and concise, compelling communication strategies and experts has never been more paramount. And successful firms in every industry in the economy must embrace the requirement to communicate, to interact, to react, and harness the power of narratives across multiple mediums simultaneously. I strongly encourage this school to continue to build bridges with other colleges across campus, because they all need what the students here are learning. And for the students not to think too narrowly or close their minds to opportunities because of the fact that the skills they learn here qualify them for careers at every company on the planet. My ComArts degree was not a detour, it's practically a prerequisite at this point to lead a modern financial firm. At ARC, I've had the pleasure of traveling all over the world, across the country, and I get asked in the small talk and chit-chat, where are you from? And people usually mean, when they ask that, they mean, where do you live? But I always answer the question the exact same way. I'm from mid-Michigan. I'll always be from mid-Michigan, no matter when you ask me that question. Michigan State has been a large piece of an amazing place that's been woven throughout the tapestry of my life. It's where I learned to swim and ice skate at IM West and Munn, respectively. It's where I took violin lessons over in the music building. It's where I spent some of my first nights away from my parents at Wonders Hall for the Tom Izzo basketball camp, which I didn't really turn into. I'm not here for that, but nonetheless, I got away from my parents, so that's okay. I was introduced to Broadway really for the first time at the Wharton Center. Saturdays in the fall were tailgating. My parents attended this school. My aunts and uncles attended this school. My grandfather taught over in Epley Center. And so this award represents a connection to family. It represents a connection to community, to the people and places who shaped who I've become, both before, during, and after attending this great school. It means a great deal to me to be recognized as such, and I'm incredibly proud to be a Spartan. I'm obliged to give a quick thanks to Kathy Wooden for the entire ARC team for really taking a chance on a young guy when it would have been a lot easier not to providing an amazing opportunity, and it's been really an amazing journey, and I really hope that journey leads to one that brings me back here in years to be recognized amongst the great peers that you'll hear from tonight, the great award winners. Finally, it's an incredibly honor to be mentioned alongside the other accomplished winners here tonight, both from this year and from the years past. But alongside one in particular is the most special and the most meaningful aspect of this entire award to me. My father is a past winner of the Outstanding Alumni Award. I'm not 100% sure if there has been any other father-son combos in the past at this school to be honored in such a manner, but sharing a recognition with him is forever a bond and a true gift that I will always cherish. My father has been my hero, my role model, a mentor, a friend, and I don't have enough time tonight to talk about everything that he means to me, but he's the reason that I am who I am, He instilled discipline, faith, loyalty, work ethic, a sounding board, a driving force, and he reinforced the importance of communication skills. So I love him very much, and I always wanted to be just like him. And I thank you tonight for this gift and one small way of making that dream come true. Thank you.
Congratulations, Tom. I got a little teary on that. And now let's meet our Outstanding Alumni Award honorees. The Outstanding Alumni Award is presented annually to alumni who have achieved notable success in their career while demonstrating a commitment to our college. We have recognized over 240 recipients out of the 58,000 alumni since the inception of the awards in the 70s. This is an elite group of Spartans, 0.05% actually. It is my pleasure to introduce our first Outstanding Alumni honoree, Gary Cates. Gary Cates is the Chief Philanthropy and Government Relations Officer of ProMedica. Cates' mindset of philanthropy done different is evident in the April 2020 launch of the ProMedica Impact Fund, a $1 billion initiative which aims to help close healthcare disparities and address inequities at the roof level, directing unprecedented resources to social determinants of health. A soldier in a war to end poverty, some could say. One of the letters supporting Gary's nomination said, Gary's special sauce, aside from being a Spartan, is that he always is looking for a better way to do things and isn't afraid of disrupting an entire industry to find it. Gary is a philanthropy innovator in the truest sense. He's working to find a way to bring tide in for everyone as quickly as possible. Cates has been honored for his personal accomplishments by receiving a Kiwanis International Distinguished Club President and Distinguished Club Secretary Award. And Cates' hometown Chamber of Commerce awarded him a prestigious Quality of Life Award. He and his wife Debbie reside in Defiance, Ohio. They have 2 married sons and 4 grandchildren. Please join me in congratulating Gary Cates.
Thank you for this honor, and congratulations to the others that are getting recognized tonight. For me, it's particularly special coming from the institution and particularly the college, where I learned a set of skills and values that have stayed with me throughout my career. You might say it's where I learned my Spartan will. Although I have long left the field of journalism, my J-School education continues to shape my thought processes and yields lasting dividends in my ability to think, to synthesize, and to write. Returning to campus this weekend has been a mixed experience for me, given the tragic events of February 13th. Like all Spartan alums, the shootings on this beautiful historic campus rocked me to the core, and I would be remiss to not comment on its impact. Tonight, I'm being honored for work done in the healthcare field, which has been done to bring about better equity, inclusion, and social justice, using philanthropy to fuel that work. This work, driving advances in what we call the social determinants of health, actually started about a decade ago with a declaration that hunger is indeed a health issue. This evening, returning to Michigan State to accept this award, I'm asking myself, where is my own industry's similar call today regarding mass shootings and gun violence? It is time that we declare gun violence in this nation a major health issue. Like we saw the night of February 13th, the victims of the senseless gun violence epidemic flood our nation's emergency rooms and hospitals. Our doctors and our nurses are called on too frequently to provide care and treatment in the aftermath of a shooting. It is a major health care issue. We must move beyond the politics, beyond the gun law debates, beyond the failed bickering, and begin building new coalitions to force change, both in terms of guns and the mental health failure which underpins the ceaseless shootings which mark our society. It is time that educators, students, healthcare professionals, mayors, parents, and grandparents stand up and we say with one voice that we will no longer sacrifice our children, our family members, our coworkers, and our neighbors to this national health emergency. To me, this is the type of bold Spartan will that can make a true difference. For the 3 who died here on this campus and the 5 others who were injured, we need to ask, who will bring new pressure to bear? And I say, Spartans will. Thank you.
Congratulations, Gary, and thank you. Pretty motivating. I'd like to invite Matt Davis, my successor, Vice President of the ComArtSci Alumni Board and 2018 Outstanding Alumni honoree, to introduce our next honoree. Matt.
No, please sit down. It's too much, really. Thanks a hell of a lot, Gary. You want me to follow that, really? And Rob, I couldn't have walk-up music from Justin Bieber or something to... Thanks, Gary. We'll talk afterwards. Meet me outside. But thank you for those kind words. It's now my absolute honor to introduce our next honoree, and a true Spartan, and now a very new friend, Marty Heil. Now, Marty retired for the 3rd time. Who the hell do you think you are, Tom Brady? 3rd time. I didn't read that wrong. She retired for the 3rd time, but I digress. In August of 2022, from a wonderful role, the Vice President of Advancement here at Michigan State University. I mean, she is an absolute Spartan, and she's been a Spartan from a young age. She dreamed of going here to Michigan State. Having been mentored along the way, she knew this was her college of choice, ComArtSci. She was raised by a very strong single mother who she credits for being a positive role model, who instilled important values in her upbringing that she's instilling in her children who I've met tonight. Now, after graduation, Heil, her first job was, you might assume, it was a nonprofit, launching her illustrious 46-year career. You just kept coming back, didn't you? Just kept coming back. She came out of retirement in October, you can see a trend here, 2018, during her highly productive time at Michigan State University. She completed, I'm sure all of you are aware of this incredible campaign called Empower Extraordinary. This campaign, and I'm not reading this wrong, this campaign raised over 1.8 billion, that's with a B, billion, for our university. I think that deserves a round of applause right there. Not to be outdone, this was followed by another successful fundraising year, which she raised another $270 million during the fiscal year 2020. One of her nominees wrote, Marty Heil is the personification of what we hope Spartans will become when they graduate, and I totally agree with that. Individuals who will successfully apply what they've learned here on campus in their chosen field of endeavor and help change and improve the world. And she certainly has done that completely. She attributes her greatest achievement as working with talented staff and mentoring and watching others succeed and grow. And I already saw that this week when she stepped up to help others by donating to our Inspire program, by being the first to help fund programs to help our students get credits for those who go through that. So thank you, Marty. There's more to come in that. But she works with people in a philanthropic focus to help them make successful impacts in the world, and specifically here in MSU, and she's left an incredible legacy. But probably most important to me is she's a mother of 4 dachshunds. And we learned that this week. I'm also a father of 2 dachshunds. She also has children, too. I get that. So with that, please welcome to the stage a wonderful human being and a great Michigan State Spartan, Marty Heil.
Thank you, Matt, for that very warm introduction. I wasn't sure who you were talking about. And Dachshund's rule. Maya Angelou said, "Life is not measured by the number of breaths that we take, but by the moments that take our breath away." And this is one of those moments for me. As a kid from Lansing, Michigan, I never dreamed that I would be standing on this stage tonight and any night accepting this kind of an award here at Michigan State and ComArtSci. Thank you to the members of the MSU Communication Arts and Sciences Alumni Board. Thank you, Dean David, for your outstanding leadership through the years. It's been a pleasure to work with you. And I would like to congratulate the other nominees tonight and the other award winners, and also all of the award winners who come before us tonight. Thank you for showing us the way. ComArtSci grads rock, and they are simply the best. I would also like to thank and acknowledge the many first responders and the MSU administration for their leadership and their dedication and all their communication during the tragic events on February 13th. My mother taught me many things, most importantly, to be kind, to strive to always do my best, and to learn from others along the way. Success in our life journey doesn't happen alone. Whether it is your parents, your friends, teachers, mentors, coaches, bosses, co-workers, we continually learn from each other. Theodore Roosevelt was quoted saying, "Far and away, the best prize that life has to offer is the chance to work hard at work worth doing." I have been blessed spending 46 years doing work which I loved, but work that also allowed me to serve, to give back, and to make a positive impact on higher education through philanthropic investments. Being blessed with significant people in my life has certainly been impactful to me and has made the difference. My mom, my soulmate and late husband, Bill, my lifelong friend, like Jane Osborne, influential and wonderful bosses and mentors like Chuck and Philippa Webb, who supported this nomination, thank you, and two extraordinary women who nominated me. Kathy Wilbur, truly an outstanding, talented, and dedicated administrator here at MSU, and one of my mentors. And Mary Jo Bales, a superb professional and 2009 ComArtSci honoree herself, and by the way, my RA at McDonald Hall just a few years ago. She was destined to be a leader. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Mary Jo, for your exceptional, dedicated leadership to Michigan State University. A career in which I served my alma mater for over 33 years gave me significant professional fulfillment. But one of my greatest joys was being a mom to Matt and daughter Mandy. Thank you both for the many lessons you continue to teach me. I love you to the moon and back. As I reflect on my career, I hope I have made a small positive impact in higher ed and MSU. And I am so grateful for what MSU and ComArtSci has afforded me. Again, I am so honored to be here tonight, standing in front of you. I'm not used to being on this side of the mic, just saying. Thank you again. Spartans will make a difference. Go green! Go white!
Congrats, Marty. I now invite Clint Crook, ComArtSci Alumni Board member, to introduce our next outstanding alumni honoree. Clint.
Good evening, all. Nice to meet every one of you and see you in a full, together, face-to-face outing. And Dean Prabhu's, Dean David's comment about joy and celebration, I think we need to kind of make sure that we do that today. In meeting Chadwick for the first time in the last couple days, there were two things that came out. It was joy, serious joy, and leadership. If you haven't had a chance to meet Chadwick tonight, definitely step up and introduce yourself and say, please tell me what inspires you, because he's an inspiring person. His story is amazing, and his leadership is pretty profound. So thank you very much, Chadwick, for the opportunity to meet you today. Chadwick was born and raised in Lansing, Michigan as an artist, Renaissance man, as I mentioned. Chadwick is the founder of the Avant-Garde LLC. Through the Avant-Garde, Phillips produces concerts featuring Twin Cities artists within the genres of neo, soul, R&B, spoken word, poetry, conscious and hip-hop, Afrobeats, reggae, and live instrumentation. It's a lot. Chadwick has also worked for BET, awesome story, by the way. Ask him about it. CBS and New York City Fashion Week, and was a major label for Coke Records. The Avant-Garde was created to carry on a rich tradition of great urban music, started here in Lansing, and arts movements for the past while creating a legacy of future generations to follow. Chadwick attributes his passion for music to his father, get this, legendary jazz and orchestra bassist, Sam Gill. That's pretty cool. Chadwick is also a founder of Youth Artist Development Program, Hip Hop, History, and the Arts, which has taught over 60 schools throughout Minnesota, soon to be Michigan, and across the nation. This program gives youth creative mediums to express themselves while helping them acquire knowledge, wisdom, and the how-to to navigate life. Chadwick's nominator wrote, Chadwick embodies the spirit of edification through the mediums of art, entrepreneurship, and teaching. He has inspired and motivated many, including me today, the last couple of days. He actively seeks avenues to build communities and ties various endeavors to benefit diverse audiences. So true. He also is a hip-hop recording artist who goes by the stage name of Niles. As an artist, he has opened up for Rakim, Slick Rick, Mustaf, and many others. He also has hosted numerous concerts, the most notable being the Music Soul Child. He is a McKnight Fellowship finalist, has won grants from MRAC and Intermedia Arts, and has been considered for a Grammy Award a couple different times, and also knows several Grammy Award winners. Ask him about that. Chadwick was named Top 25 Minnesota Trailblazer by Growler Magazine and recently won the Black Music America Award. Please join me, stand up, and join me in welcoming and congratulating Chadwick.
Wow, to be introduced just right now in front of this crowd is a dream come true. One thing I always said to myself is I'd love to be a person of significance that represents MSU. Quick story before I get started. I moved to Minnesota my last year of high school, and when high school was over, I only got accepted by North Carolina A&T. And MSU was a school that I wanted to go to. I would visit the school all the time as a Lansingite. And my mom, her will got me into this school. Her sheer will. When I moved back to Michigan, she called this school up each and every single day, 9 to 5. Whoever knows my mom knows Loretta Sue Phillips. She just has that heart, and she's not here anymore, so I dedicate this to her. First and foremost, I'd like to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Without his guidance and protection, this wouldn't have been possible. When I was a youngster, I always saw education as a very important factor in my life. Following that path is what led me to become a student at Michigan State University. My time on campus was very instrumental in my development as a young man coming into his own. Receiving this award means the world to me because it brings inspiration to people. I'd like to thank my mother, Loretta Sue Phillips. She was there for me from the very beginning, helping me in every way possible. When I was a child, she always encouraged me to give it my absolute all in the classroom, along with staying on the right track. I know she's smiling down on me right now from above, proud of her son standing on this very stage, being honored with such a prestigious award. I thank my grandparents, Sadie and Woodrow Phillips. They were my guiding light. They were hard workers who wanted the world for their grandchildren. I felt that love from day one. I call these two and my mother my 3 pillars of love because they were the ones who poured the most love and light into me. I miss them so much. I dedicate this award to them. Thanks to my family for all that you've done to keep me motivated. I love y'all. Thanks to my father, Sam Gill, for everything you taught me. Your knowledge helped mold my perspective as a young man. I'd like to thank the CAP program for providing the opportunity for me to be enrolled in the special school. Thanks to Ann Graves, who guided me, and so many other students in the right direction. I was a part of a program called Black Male Initiative that was dedicated to uplifting and encouraging young black males who were students at Michigan State University. Different black men who were a part of the staff and body of Michigan State formed together this program to create this very special situation. Amongst them were Dr. Pero Dagbovie, Dr. Lee June, Dr. Eric Thomas, the top motivational speaker in the world, Rob Biddle, and others. These brothers empowered me in a way that made me believe that I can graduate, become an entrepreneur, and serve my community. As the years went on, that is exactly what I did. I was on campus performing in talent shows and honing my craft as an artist. Years after graduation, I started my music, arts, and entertainment production company, The Avant-Garde, along with my youth artist development program, Hip Hop, History, and the Arts. As they'll become successful, all I can do is think about all of the people throughout the years who poured into me. What makes this award extra special is I'm from Lansing, Michigan. I used to travel here from Logan Street when I was a kid to play basketball in the IM building and dream of being a student here. MSU being located in the same city I'm a native of is very special to me. To all of my people in the capital city, this moment is our moment. I'm honored to make you proud. To Rob Biddle, I will never forget you. You were the classiest of them all and highly supportive of me. Rest in peace. I dedicate this award to you, my brother. Your legacy will live forever. In closing, I want to tell every single person listening that you can do whatever you put your mind, heart, and soul to. I'm standing here because of the people who came before me, who gave me inspiration. To the MSU students of tomorrow, you are the future. You are the next leaders, entrepreneurs, and influencers. Always follow your passion. Don't let nobody tell you that you can't. Me standing here on this podium, receiving this amazing award, is proof that you can. God bless you all, and thank you.
The one and only Chadwick in the house. At lunch today, I hired him as my style consultant. There's not a cooler dude in the house than Chadwick, and we appreciate you, my friend. You know, your story about your mother, I never knew her, but I know she's up in heaven right now smiling, and we like to say Spartans will, and I think she's looking down and said, I knew you would. So congratulations, congratulations. You know, there is a theme that Dean David talked about, and we talked about ComArtSci, and I often get asked as I mentor young people, their parents go, what can my son or daughter do with a ComArtSci degree? And I say, anything, anything. And you're seeing this tonight. And our next recipient, you're gonna see how somebody has taken a body of work and poured it into academia and made a true impact. Our next recipient is Michael Roloff, and I'm very proud to be able to introduce him. He is the Professor Emeritus for Communication Studies at Northwestern University. We'll forgive him for that. He spent over 45 years in academia. That's 45 years. He's getting up to your time there, and he's actually coming back out of retirement several times. Roloff's research teaching interests around interpersonal influence. His current research, I want all of you couples to listen up here. His current research focuses on conflict avoidance and serial arguing in the intimate relationships. You can catch him out in the hallway if you guys are having issues there. And the interpretation of constructive persuasive messages. Try to say that 3 times fast. And the effects of planning and alternative negotiation processes. That's some deep research there. Roloff is the author of Interpersonal Communications, The Social Exchange Approach. He's co-edited 5 research volumes. He's credited with contributing to hundreds, you're right, I didn't misprint there, hundreds of books, journals, articles, grants, papers, presentations that have furthered the work of others, including his own. He's chaired the Interpersonal Communication Division of the National Communications Association. He serves as the director of the NCA Publications Board and is now a member of the Executive Committee of NCA. He's no stranger to awards, as you might imagine, with those kind of accolades. In 2011, he received the Eckhart Eckroyd Award for Outstanding Teacher in Higher Education. He's been selected as the National Distinguished of National Communications Association Award. I mean, his list goes on and on. He's had several teaching awards from groups such as the Association of Student Governments and the Alumni Association at the Northwestern University. If you got it at MSU, we'd be more impressed, Michael, but that's okay, we'll give it. His nominators had so much to say about this guy. He's very deep, and they summed it up this way. One of the most important ways in which Michael has served ComArtSci as an ambassador, which all of you have been. At every major conference, he makes sure people know that his roots, even though he's at Northwestern, his roots are here, and he praises Michigan State for what he's done. His mentors, Bradley Greenberg, Gerald R. Miller, have said he bleeds green like we all do. He's come back several times to talk to our graduate students and take his in-depth knowledge and make sure that he imparts that to our students. His roots in academia run deep. He is truly his family has been involved in as a Spartan, so much so in 1974, Roloff and his wife Karen were married at the Alumni Memorial Chapel here on this very university. They have 3 daughters, 8 grandchildren, so he's busy. But he's a very deep individual. I've gotten to know him over this week, and he's also got an incredible sense of humor, too. So please help me welcome Michael Roloff, our next recipient. Marriage counselor extraordinaire, Michael Roloff.
Well, this is really wonderful. I do have to add one thing to my comments. Is one of my colleagues at Northwestern used to say, academics study what they're never good at. And so you can tell from what I'm doing, my abilities to negotiate, persuade, resolve conflict, you name it, I'm still reaching to figure that out. But on the other hand, I retired on September 1st, so I feel like I reached a level of expertise that I could quit investigating those things. But anyway, I'm extremely honored to be the recipient, or be among the recipients of this award. The accomplishments of the other award winners are incredibly impressive, and in many ways, my own pale in comparison. I certainly can't rap. I am still trying to figure out how to earn money. I don't got it, so I guess maybe that's my next career move is to pick up that. But anyway, I began my studies at MSU in August of 1972. At the time I arrived, the MSU doctoral program was a rich learning environment. I worked closely with Professors Bradley Greenberg and Gerald Miller, who were giants in the field. The pool of graduate students was rich with talent. Not surprisingly, Frank Boster, Dave Siebold, Mac Parks, among many others, became major figures in the field, in the discipline as well. My time at MSU was intellectually demanding and stimulating and provided a solid foundation for my career. So I walked away with an awful lot, including a lot of anxiety. It was known as a stressful program, and PhD programs are stressful regardless, but Michigan State went above and beyond. So it took some therapy and emotional kinds of things to recover from all that, but I eventually was able to do it. The influence of Michigan State did not stop at graduation. I collaborated and learned from outstanding alumnus such as Charles Berger and James Dillard, my friends who traveled all the way from Wisconsin tonight, Mike Allen, Nancy Burrell, just a whole host of other individuals. The department faculty at MSU are among the best in the field. They always have, and they've been a source of support and inspiration. They invited me back to speak on many instances, and they pledged not to tell Northwestern what I was saying about it. I did try to put on a good show every now and then, leave them laughing, with the pledge, don't tell them. I'm not ready to retire yet. So anyway, one important lesson I took from my time at MSU was the importance of collaborating with students. Many students over the years have been willing to work with me, and their ideas improved my own scholarship and teaching. Two of the most influential are Professors Denise Solomon and Kenzie Cameron, who were instrumental in putting together the nomination package, and I'm very grateful for that. Certainly, MSU has played a significant role in my professional life. It was also, as pointed out, a starting point for my personal life. On September 16, 1974, Karen and I were married at the Alumni Memorial Chapel. That union produced 3 accomplished daughters and 8 grandchildren. And because my teaching and research, to some degree, I was telling you, I was trying to get better at doing it, my family was a rich source of examples for interpersonal conflict, lack of influence. I tried every strategy I could think of from time to time, begging, threatening, it was sort of like, what can I do? And if it hadn't been for that, I'm sure I wouldn't have gotten those teaching awards. One time I did get a teaching award, and one of my daughters said that the money that came with that had to be allocated to all 3 daughters, because if it hadn't been for their behavior, I would have never have had those rich examples and be able to get the teaching award. So 50 years ago, I entered the MSU community, and throughout my career, I've greatly benefited from it. I've tried very hard to justify their investment in me, and thank you for acknowledging my efforts. Thank you.
Congratulations, Michael. It's my privilege to introduce the final honoree of the Outstanding Alumni Awards, Gary Stewart. Gary Stewart was a manager and practitioner of communication in legislative, regulatory, media relations, crisis communication, and corporate settings for 32 years. Both before and after his work in large organizations, Stewart was also a classroom teacher in high school and community college. Stewart led public government affairs for Amoco Eurasia Petroleum Company, now known as BP, in 1997 and 1998, the oil activities production in Azerbaijan and the Caspian Sea. The Eurasia work involved managing communication with international news media organizations. Through 2010, Stewart served for several weeks as Public Information Officer in Unified Command in the Gulf of Mexico during the Deepwater Horizon oil spill incident. In 2012, Stewart retired from worldwide energy provider BP as General Manager of Government and Public Affairs, Midwest U.S., based in Chicago. This work included hands-on representation in state legislators, along with all manner of work in the Midwest news media. Prior to joining BP, Stewart was Director of State Government Affairs for Detroit Edison Company and supervised the company's office in Lansing, Michigan. He also served on the staff of the Michigan Senate during this time in Lansing. Stewart has played a leadership role in being a board chair for Harbor Inc., a community development organization that implements and coordinates community betterment projects in northern Michigan. One of Stewart's nominators had this to say: Gary is the person who exudes credibility. As we know, there are 3 dimensions that are critical to high credibility: expertise, goodwill, and trustworthiness, and Gary exemplifies each of them. He's an excellent example with the Michigan, excellent example of a good person with a Michigan State University education who continues to show us every day that Spartans will. Stewart resides with his wife, Susan Irish Stewart, in Harbor Springs, Michigan. Please come up, Gary.
Thank you, Anne Marie. Good evening. This evening, we gather to celebrate people who have made outstanding accomplishments as graduates of the MSU College of Communication Arts and Sciences. As we gather, we also celebrate the outstanding accomplishments of our college and the outstanding accomplishments of Michigan State University. No woman or man is an island. If we as individuals bear worthy fruit, we must honor those who brought us sunshine, fertile soil, cultivation, and a place where we can grow. Tonight, we also celebrate the people who have come together here on the MSU campus to enable each of us to bear good fruit. Our college is outstanding for many reasons, including the fact that our college was the first school of communication in the United States. And Michigan State was the pioneer land-grant college, made possible by the enactment of the Morrill Act of Congress in 1862. The intention of the Morrill Act was that land-grant colleges would provide an extension of learning to reach people in developing parts of our country. The very purpose of the act was the diffusion of innovations, as we might call it in our college. Diffusion of innovations is a topic in which our college has been a clear leader. From my freshman advisor, Professor Everett Rogers, who many of you will have known, to a leading scholar in our time today in the field, Professor Jim Deering, as well as other scholars gathered in the room this evening. Our field of study of communication is also outstanding. Our dean, Prabhu David, eloquently captured a principal essence of what is outstanding about the study of communication in our college mission statement when he said, "The ideal of a civil society is rooted in communication. It is the bedrock upon where everything else is built, from neurons to nations." There is much evidence in history to support this statement. Scholars of anthropology point to the symbolic behavior of Homo sapiens as a key advantage of the species to evolve to humanity as we know it. Judeo-Christian theology provides a profound example of the primacy of communication in the existential formation of humanity in the statement, "In the beginning, there was the Word." Because of the Word, the existence of human thought and the gathering of human beings in relationships, spiritual, familial, organizational, and civic, is possible. When we teach public speaking, we tell our students that a persuasive speech must have a call to action. We've heard some calls to action this evening. So this evening, as communication scholars and practitioners, what is our call to action? Where do we go from here? My answer is that we as communication scholars and practitioners must press on to gain understanding of how diverse people in our world create meaning, individual and shared. We need to press on in our understanding of the diverse realities that individuals create for themselves through selective exposure, selective perception, selective retention. And importantly, we in the field of communication must work for shared understanding that is based on truth, enlightenment, and peace. I am thankful to receive this wonderful award. In return, I promise you that I will use the knowledge of communication that I have gained in this place to continue to work for truth, enlightenment, and peace. Thank you.
Oh, they're on the ground. I'm going to go off script a bit, so I'm going to need my glasses. Congratulations to all our honorees. We are truly inspired by each of you, and we're particularly grateful for your continued engagement with the college and the powerful way that impacts the students as they complete their education and prepare to start their career. I'd like to again recognize tonight's partner, our Platinum Premier Partner, OPMG and RAP, our Gold partners, ComArtSci Alumni Board, Summit Electric, and WKAR, our Silver partners, ProMedica Foundation, Sheena Roofing and Metal, and United Wholesale Mortgage, and our Bronze partners, Mary Jo Bales and Kathleen Wilbur. Thank you also to my fellow ComArtSci Alumni Board members who contribute their time reviewing nominations and selecting our exceptional honorees. Thank you to the advancement team, Meredith, Melissa, Rachel, Matthew, and Jordan. And thank you to the College of Marcom team. You do all this incredible work and the creative teamwork producing this event. It's pretty amazing. To our past alumni honorees, thank you for your support. To our students, to the college, for the internships, the class lectures, the appearances, and financial support. You make and continue to make ComArtSci proud. In every sector of communication, we have Spartan alumni who are leading the way, challenged by norms and pushing boundaries. We have incredible innovators and have adapted and changed media and communication. We're so proud of our 2023 honorees, as well as all students, faculty, and alumni who represent ComArtSci professionally and proudly. In a time that's been extraordinarily uncertain, we see that no matter the circumstances, Spartans will. If you know of an outstanding ComArtSci Spartan alum, please nominate them as a candidate for this award. We're accepting nominations for the 2024 class now, and you can visit our website at comartsci.msu.edu. I'm going to take a moment to go off script for the alumni board, the staff, the faculty, and I have to use my specs. As many of you know, Dean David has accepted the role of Associate Provost for Faculty and Academic Staff Development. Our fearless leader, our true north, who has provided guidance and steadfast leadership throughout times of challenge and times of good. His leadership has transformed this college in invaluable ways, but most importantly, he gave us as alumni pride, college pride, and most importantly, joy. Can everyone please stand up and give Dean David a round of applause? We'd like to encourage you all to get involved if you aren't already. We invite alumni from around the globe to share their stories and experience and connect with the students. That's why we're here. We encourage you to visit the alumni section of the ComArtSci website and learn about the many ways you can engage with the college and support students and faculty. At the conclusion, we'll invite all honorees and all ComArtSci alumni forward for a photo opportunity. Dessert and coffee will be available right outside the studio. Our tradition in completing this celebration to show our collective Spartan spirit and Spartan will by singing the MSU fight song tonight, Go Green.